notorious BDT, rolling the dice, pressing those bets. Catching checks and what's next. Working wins and then on the spree. There goes the day tripper. Rolling dice and taking risks. There goes the day tripper. Come on, let's go! Maybe Venetian too. They got a good crew. I know them and they know me. 20 grand is coming to me. There goes the day tripper. Rolling dice and taking risks. There goes the day tripper. All down the Vegas Strip. Chasing dice and chasing wins. Who knows when this will end? Pressing wins, spinning the wheel. This is the story of the VDT.
This is the Platinum King at Fontainebleau. Beautiful rooms. Everything's pretty new. View's alright. You can see there's a fire out there somewhere. You can see the spear. Yep. So came here because of the what's it called? Slot tournament. I don't play slot machines much anyway, and I've never done a slot tournament. It's basically just button mashing. Waste of time. I'm never gonna do it again. It was stupid. First round, I actually had a decent score. Like I got 162,000 points. It was good enough to be what, like 6th or 7th for the round. But man, second round, I didn't even crack 100,000 points. It was like 92,000 points. What? I was like second to last, and I'm pretty sure I only got second to last because the last place person just gave up. Because after a certain point, you're so far behind, you just, you know, why waste your strength and why get a sore arm, right? So, yeah, it just reconfirmed the reason why I don't play slots. Like I don't find it enjoyable. It's just button smashing. So, yeah, Craps hasn't been so kind. But we're still here. Still have a couple hours until I have to fly back. So let's see what we can do. Yep. What is that fire, man? Last night there was a shooting on the strip in front of Bellagio, and it's crazy. It's crazy out here. What? LA is crazy. Got protests and National Guard coming, and I don't know what's going on with this world. I'm gonna just block all of that out temporarily, go throw some dice, and hopefully win back some money. All right.
A few moments later.
All right, so trying to recap my day after the Fontainebleau slot tournament. So yeah, slot tournament, it sucked. First round, I got a decent score, but second round, I don't know what happened. I showed that short little clip. I looked around and it was like, what is going on? My score was like a fraction of the people around me, and so yeah, I knew I had no shot. So yeah, was that completely random? Was my machine like extra slow? It just, I don't know. But yeah, now that I've tried it, not gonna bother. Yeah, I mean, unless if it's like a ridiculous amount. This was a free slot tournament, happened to be on a Monday, so I figured, heck, why not? And just use that as an excuse to go. But none of that worked out. I mean, it worked out for Fontainebleau because they got me in the door, right? So I had the host set me up with the tournament, the room, airport pickup, and I played craps and crapless, and wow, nothing was going my way. And I don't know, I just somehow kind of lost track of how much I was in for, and by the time I was done with the tournament, and I don't know, I played like maybe not even like 4 hours, maybe 4 hours at max, at tops, right? I played and I was down $12,000 at Fontainebleau. Just ridiculous. And I don't think I was ever up at any point. So I was just kind of kicking myself, and I decided, you know what, I'm not gonna keep banging my head against the wall. Let's get a change of scenery. So I hopped over to Palazzo. Now, I had shown up that day with like 15,000 in cash because I owed 10,000 to Venetian for my markers from the previous week. So the plan was, all right, go to Fontainebleau, play a little bit while I'm waiting for the slot tournament. Play the tournament, see what happens, and then eventually make it over to Venetian so I can pay off my markers there, and I'm squared away, right? Unfortunately, I just kept losing at Fontainebleau, and I lost 12,400, right? The majority of the cash that I showed up with. So I was like, what the heck? But I still decided to go to Venetian. I went to the Palazzo side. I bought in for 2,200 at the Crapless table. My first roll was okay. I think there was one or two other guys at the table. So the dice went around, no good. Came back to me. I had an okay roll. But again, at Crapless, unless if we're hitting, extremes early, I'm not covering most of the numbers early on. So even if I'm rolling like 15 times, I might not really have anything to show for it, because it takes me a little longer to get coverage on the non-extreme numbers. So anyway, my roll was nothing to really speak of. Then while I was rolling, this new guy joined to my left, and welcome to the table. Thank you for showing up, because that guy ended up hitting numbers. I don't even remember the details. I think he started off by hitting a couple points, and then eventually hitting some extremes. And hey, by the time he was done, and then I think I shot one more time, and then I colored up. I colored up like 12,400 or so. So I took the chips to the high limit cage, but there was someone at the window. So while I was waiting, I decided, why not? Let me take another shot at roulette. Now, earlier in the day at Fontainebleau, I took like 3 spins at roulette, missed every time. So I was already down like 3,300 from just roulette. Took a spin for $1,000, missed, completely whiffed. So oh well. So instead of 12 and change, I had 11 and change. I paid 10,000 towards the markers. I have a picture of the 10,000 that I bought back, ripped them up, threw them away, and then I had 1,100 that I cashed. So I put the 1,100 in cash in my pocket. But by this time, I had to push back my flight. So then now I have this awkward amount of time, like maybe 90 minutes, not quite 2 hours until the flight time. So I decided, okay, well, I got time, let me play again. And here we go again. I went back to the same Crapless table, and then just, eventually I was in for like 7,000 again. Like, what the heck, what am I doing? So I had to push back the flight one more time. But it was a good thing I did, because my next roll, I ended up hitting the ATS bonus. Finally, and I'm pretty sure I started quarter, 50 quarter, right? 50 on the all. But in the beginning, I rolled like 3 numbers on the small side, nothing on the tall side. So then I pressed up the tall from 25 to $50, and then I ended up hitting everything. So all of that combined, it's not quite 10,000 for the bonus. So I ended up covering the 7,000 that I was in for, and then I was up like maybe like 4,000. And then I took the chips. I went over to the Venetian side, and I was gonna play Crapless on the Venetian side. But before I did that, I stopped by 00 roulette table on the main floor. I played that table a lot over the years. I squeezed in. It was pretty full. I squeezed in. I squeezed into that spot that's basically next to the dealer, and I bet my regular numbers, and I hit black 22, and I happened to have 125. I basically bet 100 per number, and then I had a couple quarters in my hand, so I threw extra quarters on a couple of numbers. So what is that? 3,500 from the 100, and then 875 from the quarter, right? So that's what, 43.75 plus the 125. Yeah. So then next spin, I bet the same numbers. I pressed it. I bet 300 per number, and I added 3 more insurance numbers at like 75 each. I threw an extra 100 on the black 22, which just hit, and I think I bet another 100 on one more number, and it ended up hitting red 3. I had 300 on it, so that paid 10,500. And that spin, right when it started spinning, this guy who was just sitting there, he slid 4,000, 4 yellow chips on red, and boom, red 3, right? So good for him. Now table max was at 500. I actually asked if I could do 1,000 per number, but they said no. So I decided, well, I just hit my number 2 in a row, and I'm up, what, like 6,000? I mean, I was up a good amount. I was up more than 10,000 from what I showed up with, plus what I had just hit for. So then I took a shot. I bet 500 per number on the 11 numbers. I bet the insurance numbers for 150 each. And the same guy bet 4,000 on red. Now, majority of my numbers in my section are blacks. So actually betting red would be a, pretty decent hedge just in case. But, I left it alone. Ended up being a red number, but not one of my numbers. So I whiffed. Bye-bye. That was like $5,950, unfortunately. So I walked, I took the chips I had, I went to the Crapless table, played like, I shot once, and I think I had to wait through 1 or 2 players, and then I shot. Then I was basically even, so I walked. So after everything was said and done, I ended up with what, like 15 something. I was up 15 something at Venetian and Palazzo. So accounting for my earlier loss, 12,400 down at Fountain Blue, and I was up like not quite 16,000. So I was up a total of 35 after all that, which is amazing. So yeah, I paid off all the markers at Venetian, and I still booked the win. So yeah, survive another day. But I really need to skip the losing big first half of the trip, and then coming back second half. I really want to skip the losing part and go straight to the winning part. So I'm gonna wrap it up here for this one. But man, next time I'm gonna recap my previous trip, and I'm gonna call it the impossible comeback. It involved being down $20,000 in the earlier part of the day, and somehow coming back to book a win for the day. So yeah, stay tuned for that one. That's not gonna disappoint. And housekeeping real quick. Today is Monday the 13th. I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna try to get this out tonight. If not, I'll have it out by tomorrow, Tuesday. This coming Wednesday, I'm gonna be at Green Valley Ranch, and I'm gonna have a recording session. I'm trying to stack the recording, and I'm waiting to hear back. So the Strat had responded to me and asked me, okay, cool, when do you want to come? So I gave them this week's date, but after I gave the date, I haven't heard back. So I don't know what's going on. So just today, I emailed M Resort to see if I can get recording on, you know, Wednesday as well. So I would like to stack, you know, GBR and then either M Resort or the Strat. Yeah. And if neither one of them comes through, either I'll just stay longer at GBR, or maybe I'll go back to my old nemesis, the Rio. I'm 0-3 at the Rio this year, and you know, it would be nice to book a win there, but yeah, I'm not running good at the Rio right now. So we'll see. Yeah, I'll be reporting back on all of those very soon. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching and following. And hopefully I'll be able to come back and report back on some you know, additional wins and keep this little win streak going. All right, may the dice ever roll in your favor. Thanks everyone. Take care.
Woke up, lights flash, dice roll, neon glow, heart cold, bang roll. Hit the strip, I ain't playing slow. Stack 'em up, let 'em fall, let's go. Tables high, yeah, the stakes run deep. High risk, high reward, time to sleep now. Pit boss watching, I don't give a damn. This my city, bet it all, man. Yeah, I'm a Vegas day tripper. High stakes, I ain't no quitter. Throwing bones, let 'em fly. One more roll, one more try. Oh, Vegas, you don't know me. Just passing through, you can't hold me. Living fast, no regrets, no debt. I'm a dead tripper. Cut the check. Hard ways hit, let it ride. Feel alive in your lights, but when the sun starts creeping high, I'm gone. Don't ask why. Bellagio bright, big bets, big life, keep it tight. One roll, one night, aces hit again, yeah, run that back. In the city, who counting stacks?